Coming to you live from dinosaurs, robots, and more. God certainly created man to build things to destroy ourselves with. And isn't that fun? Isn't that a fun thought? But anyways, this is Interdimensional RSS, the unofficial Rick and Morty podcast.
Such a warm and positive way to open the show, Brandon. Hello, everybody. I'm Travis.
Hey, everybody. I'm Brandon.
And welcome to Interdimensional RSS, the unofficial Rick and Morty podcast. Let's make a podcast. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Season 4 be damned. We don't need new content. We'll make our own.
What is a show even about? What do we even podcast about?
You know, we'll podcast about Ricks, Mortys. Summer's right around the corner.
That's right.
We got a whole summer before we might see season 4. So, yeah, welcome. If you're new to the show, thanks for checking it out. There are a whole lot of other episodes that you can watch or listen to before this one. But thanks to everybody that is watching us on Twitch, over on YouTube, or listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Google things. How you doing, Brandon? How you been? You had a good weekend?
Yeah, it was a pretty good weekend. I went to Universal this weekend. I saw some poor little rickless bastards in a claw machine. It was really weird.
Them out.
It was really weird that there were a bunch of Mortys and a single Mr. Poopy Butthole plush inside a claw machine at Universal. There's like no other references to those characters anywhere else.
I gotta say, I see Rick and Morty plushes in many a claw machine. I was at Dave & Buster's this weekend and saw Pickle Ricks that were almost impossible to actually obtain, but they were definitely in the claw machines. They were there. So, anyway, as Brandon adjusts his camera live on stream, I'm going to go over how you can reach us if you're a fan of the show and would like to ask a question or just follow us on social media. You can check us out over on Twitter at Rick and Morty Pod. You can head over to our subreddit, rickandmortypodcast.reddit.com, or you could go to rickandmorty.reddit.com, the official Rick and Morty subreddit. Follow us on Instagram at Rick and Morty Podcast, or head to our website, rickandmortypod.com. Additionally, there is Facebook, facebook.com/Rick and Morty Podcast. And as always, email us at rickandmortypodcast@gmail.com, everyone's most high-tech and official way to contact podcasts. Finally, if you are interested in supporting the show financially, you can head over to patreon.com/rickandmortypod and help us out that way. That would be sweet. All right.
All
cool.
right.
We did it.
All right.
All those things are done. Thanks for listening. If you guys want to, that's the show. That's all we got, guys. Nah, we got plenty of show for you guys. This is going to be a great episode. I'm super excited about it. So I think we should just get right into the first segment. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think we should get straight. We should get right into the next segment.
Let's not waste time. We have a lot to talk about. So let's get into some semi-pertinent news.
Pertinent semi-pertinent news.
You did it. You done it, Brandon.
That's when it drops. That's when.
I should be like getting ready for the beats to drop. All right, so we only really have one big thing to talk about in semi-pertinent news, and that's mega con Orlando. Tell us everything that we need to know about MegaCon Orlando, Brandon.
Oh my God! So
I want to know dates. I want to know times. I want to know featured guests.
Okay.
I want to know what cosplay you're going to be wearing. I want to know everything.
Let me tell you something. MegaCon Orlando happening. If you're listening to this podcast right now, it is happening this fucking weekend on the 18th.
You better hope you're listening quick, guys.
Of May.
And ladies.
Are you going to be in Orlando? Yeah. Yeah, I bet you are. Are you going to be at MegaCon Orlando? Yeah, I bet you are.
Hope you
And
already
we're
have your tickets.
he better head over 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. We'll be doing. We will be. I say we will be.
We, as in the royal we.
I'll have a picture of Travis there, but I
That's
will
what I
be.
want. I want a framed 8x10 of my picture, like just on the panel stage next to you the whole time, just like.
just just blank faced and not saying squat.
Man, if there was a way I could call in or like video call in, I would clear my calendar.
I would love that. But you know how those spotty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's hit or miss. You never know how the Wi-Fi is gonna be, or if there's gonna be Wi-Fi. And then you
right.
get, when we did a like live panel, the two of us that we tried to record for, that's for Apathetic Enthusiasm, right? That was.
It was.
It was. Yeah, just trying to get like our portable recording equipment like run through the convention, uh, the convention hall's like system was a mess. It was just a mess. So yeah, I don't anticipate being able to participate, but I am excited for you. I'm excited that you get the chance to do this.
It's gonna be fun. I hope. Um, it's gonna be basically it's what we do on the show all the time. The panel is called Alternative Rick Mentions, a Rick and Morty fan panel. It'll just be me, but we'll have some prizes. We'll have I'll throw out some trivia. We'll talk about characters. We'll talk about theories, and if you are there, if you're in Orlando and you are a cosplayer, you can get a chance to have me comment and say, "Oh, that's good. I don't have time for that, but I'm
Oh,
glad you did."
how about
And
that?
I'll call attention to how awesome you are. But I will try to record it, whether that be video and or just audio, and maybe release that as bonus content. No promises, because whenever I say I'm going to do something, then it runs the chance that I won't actually do it. So
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we really try to do things and then we screw them up. But
yeah,
that's fine. That's fine.
uh, I I I. I try to live by Yoda's famous phrase, which is "do or do not, or try." That's cool too.
But you probably screw it up if you do. No. Yeah, yeah. Trying's okay. Fail fast. That's what I always say. And and we learn things. So, all right. Well, like what else is going on at MegaCon? Like are you like the thing to see in Rick and Morty news at MegaCon, or
Yeah. I mean, if you go to MegaCon, if you go to the website, there's not going to be any other people on there. It's gonna just we're on the homepage, and it's just
it's just a picture of the two of us with an X in front of my face.
yeah, yeah, canceled. Travis Menard.
Hey,
Uh,
if I start driving right now, I could have my car break down somewhere in the Carolinas, and still not make it to MegaCon. So it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
No,
But
it's
yeah,
a
no, it
terrible
isn't.
idea. I don't have time to drive down to Florida this weekend. But
Um,
hopefully you do. Hopefully you have a chance to check out the panel. If not, hit us up. Let us know what your favorite Rick and Morty panels or just I don't know conventions have been that you've gone to. Is this a straight up comic convention? What is like
yeah,
the name is very nondescript. What
it's
is it a
it
Mega Man convention?
yes, it's the MegaCon Orlando, the internet's
The
famous.
24th annual biggest Mega Man convention in the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah, well, this is Mega Man 1 through 6.
Oh,
So
don't
Mega Man
okay.
1 through 6 convention.
Yeah, for the purists. Yeah, the
Yeah,
old school Mega Man fans.
Legacy Collection 1 con is this weekend, and Legacy Collection 2, starting with Mega Man 7, That's in Vegas in July.
Oh, okay, good. Well, hey, maybe I can make it to that one. I don't know. We'll see. But
Uh,
yeah, I don't know why they let you do a Rick and Morty panel during a Mega Man convention, but I'm sure it's fine.
I'm really excited, and I want to just go throw this out there again. Saturday, May 18th at 4 p.m. in room N220D. I got some stuffs from Symbiote Studios, my local comic store, old comic spot, and yeah, here's a little synopsis thing I wrote. Join us for a fan discussion of Rick and Morty. Bring a friend, bring a theory, and leave your Szechuan sauce at the door to join Brandon Cruz, host of Interdimensional RSS, the unofficial Rick and Morty podcast, on a journey through Rick and Morty. The panel will explore characters, stories, theories, and other guided discussions about the hit animated series.
Flashback 3 years ago.
3 weeks later.
I just think our story should start at the beginning. That's all. Speaking of stories starting where they begin,
Yes.
I don't know. Do you have any other random semi-pertinent news in your pocket, or otherwise we can get into some social media minutes?
No, well, I do want to say this, and I don't think I'm authorized to say anything about it, but there's rumor that there may be a Reddit AMA with some high ups on
Some important peeps from the show.
yeah, not naming any names or saying anything, but that's rumor.
You're getting the deets, the official exclusives right here for our listeners.
Rumor on the street.
Rumor on the street. So
the Reddit
street,
subreddit.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned to Interdimensional RSS for all your exclusive details.
Or the subreddit. I mean,
or the subreddit. Just go to the subreddit. The subreddit's way better. All right. They post
true.
like memes on there all the time.
They actually pay attention to things.
Yeah. So, all right. Well,
but Travis, let's not talk about any of that anymore. Let's talk about the things we know. And we know that it is something that we do every episode, and it is time for the Dan Harmon social media minute.
It's the Dan Harmon social media minute when you only have a minute, and we're gonna win it with the Dan Harmon social media minute.
Yeah.
All right.
Get it.
Yeah, I'm learning from Dan, right? Because Dan the man, Dan Harmon, co-creator of Rick and Morty, is all about that Instagram, and he is going through a phase right now where he is freestyling. I'm assuming he is singing songs while he drives his car. His setup has gotten progressively better as like his camera angles are getting better. But yeah, so he raps or sings songs while he's driving his car, and then like fixes them up later with like a bunch of post-production stuff, and then posts them on his Instagram. And one of my favorites in the recent posts of Dan Harmon is a little ditty entitled "Late for a Meeting," and I'm gonna play it from the beginning. So just hold on a second.
Sometimes you're late for a meeting, sometimes you're on time, sometimes you're punctual. This time is not that time. You left too late for your meeting, and now you're quite rude. You are that guy, you are that fucking dude that rolls in 10 minutes late and acts like he's so sorry, but you just take advantage of the fact that people can't start without you.
All right. You're gonna have to follow Dan on Instagram for the full track. Also, I noticed some of these songs are, and I don't know if it's intentional or not, but they loop really well. And obviously, like most videos on Instagram will loop and continue to play over and over again. But I feel like Dan is going the extra mile.
Oh.
And like cutting it at the right spot so that the loop will be a little bit cleaner. And I expect nothing less from a true artist like Dan than to really put in that extra touch. So
Yeah.
thank you,
That's
Dan. Thank you.
current loops. Yeah.
Thank you for the late for a meeting song. Thank you. I will think about that song every time someone is late to one of my meetings, or anytime that I know they can't start without me, and I'm taking my time getting to whatever meeting I have to.
Yeah. Or when we're starting a podcast and I say it'll
Almost.
be 10, 15 minutes, and then I show up 40 minutes later.
Yeah, no big deal. All right, that's about it for semi-pertinent news. It is now time for, believe it or not, the main thing.
It's the main thing for you, main thing for me, main thing to show all of your bodies. It's main thing for you, main thing for me. Let's all go to the main thing party and dance all the night.
Okay, let's go.
Dance all the night.
Let's go dance all the night in the main thing. All right, everybody. So as we lamented in our previous episode, we have limited content with which to cover. So we thought we would use this break in the seasons to look back at a selection of episodes and dig a little bit deeper and talk about some of the source material, some of the source content that they're based on, and instead of just doing generalized episode recaps, look back at certain episodes through a different lens, and really just talk about some of our favorites one more time. And so the episode that we decided to discuss first is a little episode called Anatomy Park from way back in season 1. It's the Christmas special.
Way back.
Way back.
Going back in the way back Rick and Morty machine to cover a little bit of theme park action. And we've covered this episode now. This will be essentially our third time covering this episode.
Really? We covered it. Oh, because we tried to do the like talk about it like commentary style. Did we do that with this episode? Ooh, those are pretty rough.
I think so. Sorry for anyone who listened to those. When we partnered with that bear thing or that one time.
Cool something.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which I don't know if they're a company anymore.
They might not be.
Look at that. We outlived a startup.
Sometimes you're late for a meeting.
But so yeah, this is essentially our third time covering it. But we're not going to cover all the Christmas stuff.
Nah, no B plot. We're sticking straight to the A plot this time, suckers.
We want to make sure that we are looking at it from the lens of the movies that it's referencing, the movies and the shows it's referencing. And so with that in mind, Anatomy Jurassic Park, or and I notice you Control Alt X the Jurassic on the show notes and put Anatomy instead.
That's right.
So with that in mind, I mean, let's jump right into it. We all know Jurassic Park. Everyone knows Jurassic.
Do we know Jurassic Park? Because maybe
Yes.
I grew up in a time where Jurassic World was the only thing to watch. No, of course. I want to talk just for a minute about Jurassic Park itself and sort of what was your experience with the film or with the history of the film. I know you're a fairly avid reader. Have you read the book Jurassic Park?
Oh man, thank you for calling me that. I was just talking to somebody the other day about how I just have not done it in forever.
Reading,
yeah.
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, Brandon, but it's.
I saw Jurassic Park in the theaters, as I'm sure you did as well.
Oh yeah.
And I saw it with my dad and my older brother, and then I went to the library as soon as I could, and I checked out the book and I read that, and I read The Lost World. Yeah, I would say I really liked it, and even further back, we'll go ahead and include this in there. When you could still rent movies on VHS.
Oh yeah, Be Kind Rewind, suckers.
Oh yeah, I went to this this movie rental place near my house called Tenerife Video, and I remember looking on the walls, and this is back in the 80s when I was young, as a young kid,
Just a young pup.
and there's always this movie cover that always grabbed my imagination, but I didn't watch it until I was older, and it was of a cowboy with his face off, and underneath the face was robotic parts, and that movie was the original Westworld with
Oh, okay.
Brenner, which was also written by Michael Crichton before Jurassic Park.
That's
Uh,
right.
so I would say like this kind of theme of theme parks gone awry has always been something that's fascinated me.
Yeah, yeah. Jurassic Park always sticks out in my mind because I'm pretty sure it's the first movie that I saw multiple times in a theater. And yeah, so we're talking 93. I was 10, almost 10 years old, and loved the movie. Just so fascinated by what now seems almost like really dated, like CGI and stuff, but just the look of the dinosaurs and the story and everything. I really love this. I think I probably saw it like 2 or 3 times in the theater. Made sure I have like several versions of the DVDs and stuff like that because I like bought them singularly and then in a box set and things like that. So I still have not gotten through the new Lost or Jurassic World movie. I keep taking like bite-sized pieces off on HBO, and then I'm like, yeah, no, that's enough for now. So, but yeah, no, I what I really loved about Jurassic Park was, one, obviously, the dinosaurs and things like that. But I grew up as a huge fan of theme parks in general, as well, and so I've always had a big fascination with Disneyland. Grew up in Southern California, was a huge Disney fan growing up, and really loved Disneyland and going there and reading about it and reading about Walt Disney's vision for the park and the things that he wanted to do differently. So this episode really kind of just brings both of those things together for me, and there are so many references to both Disneyland and other theme parks, but then also Jurassic Park itself, that it just like I know we've done so many like recaps where we're like, what is our favorite episode of the series? But this is, if I haven't said this is number one, like it's in serious competition for it, just because there are so many things that have like other pop culture references that I really enjoy as well. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I can't compete with you on your love of theme parks.
I know you can't, and I don't expect you to try, because there's like some Mickey Mouse ears right behind me. There's a Haunted Mansion print thing right over here.
I went to Universal and I went on 2 rides total this on Saturday.
What it must be like to be you. Don't forget MegaCon Orlando. You can go to Disney World while you're in Orlando.
Hey, wait a minute. Send them to me. Never mind.
Oh, well, no, go to the panel first and then go ride Pirates of the Pancreas.
Pirates of the Pancreas. So okay, let's get into it. We all know the story of Jurassic Park. They go to a park where there's dinosaurs and then dinosaurs escape. Something like that. That's simplified.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You nailed it. That's the elevator pitch. And Steven Spielberg's like, I love it.
Love it. Cut, print. It's already complete. So in this episode, of course, Reuben with Korea and Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor.
Rick tosses Morty into there, injects him into Reuben there, and so the first thing he sees is, first thing that Morty hears is "Welcome to Anatomy Park." What is you wrote that line? That's
line.
It.
I mean, like that whole "Welcome to Jurassic Park." Like that's like, I think it was in the trailer, wasn't it? Like it was just like so, like core to the film. It's this, like they didn't even fully understand, like in the movie, what they were getting into when they got there.
Right.
And so like sort of that reveal, like, oh, look it's Jurassic Park, and there's giant dinosaurs eating leaves and stuff. But yeah, like Morty is very much in the same position where he doesn't even know he's gonna be, shrank down and injected into a dying Reuben. And before he knows it, he's in the front entrance of Anatomy Park, a crazy theme park built inside of, an ailing old man. So yeah, I don't know. Like that's just the first part in this episode where you start to see the similarities between the two properties, and from there it just you have that, and you compare that with the sign for Anatomy Park, which is a blatant ripoff of, an homage to the Jurassic Park logo, but done with a human skeleton instead of a T-Rex. So yeah, it's just a couple of things right off the bat that sort of get you in the mood that, okay, we're gonna do a Jurassic Park thing. All right, I got you. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah. So obviously, Jurassic Park, you've got the dinosaurs running around. In Anatomy Park, you have the diseases running around, and they're able to do that because, of course, there's a saboteur in both of them. Right.
Yeah.
Dennis Nedry, played by Newman. Oh, I don't
Hello, Newman.
I remember his actor's
What is
name.
his name? I happen to have IMDb open. I'll help.
Oh,
Wayne Knight.
that's right.
Knight.
I'm sorry, Mr. Knight. Sorry, I didn't get your name right off the bat.
He got Wayne Knight's name wrong. He got Wayne Knight's name wrong, guys. See, nobody cares.
Okay. Look at that. And then Poncho. Both of them messing with the security systems. Both of them are shutting things down. I mentioned Westworld. That's something that doesn't. It's not malevolent, or it's not somebody messing around that messes everything up in Westworld, which is kind of a difference.
Well, yeah, and even with this episode, they, like, where in Jurassic Park, like right from the beginning, that Wayne Knight's character is trying to get the embryos, and he's messing with the security system to be able to get access into them. So like you see his plot through like the beginning phases of the movie, and you understand why the park goes into chaos. But in the terms of Anatomy Park, Dr. Bloom assumes that it's just because of because of Reuben's health, or because he wasn't getting enough oxygen. I think his reason. Oh, obviously his brain isn't getting enough oxygen, and that's why the security system isn't working.
Yeah.
Like, why would you tie a security system into the host's brain power? Like,
Well,
that has a shelf life, like, for sure.
it has to have a shelf life, and certainly this is a great discussion point. I mean, it's you're tying a security system to the brain of an alcoholic who
has clearly come on hard time, and you're giving him money, so you're probably fueling his addiction even further.
there has to be glitches just based off of that, which really, maybe Poncho didn't shut down the security system, right? Well, like, he didn't necessarily. There was a chain reaction, right?
I'm pretty sure he just shut it down, but Bloom is searching for answers. He doesn't know he doesn't think there's a saboteur, although he does say to watch out for what's her name,
Annie,
yeah, because she has gotten several bad reviews or whatever from her manager at the churros stand. So.
I ate 3 churros this weekend.
Okay. Were they like $8 a piece?
Yeah. Well, I get like a discount because I'm a pass holder. So.
All right, weird flex, but good for you.
you mentioned Xenon Bloom. Another tie there is the piece of amber on his cane,
Yeah,
right?
I never like. I always try to look at that piece of amber on his cane because it's obviously it's and this has been done a few times. Obviously Hammond's cane in Jurassic Park has it, but there's no like definitive like thing in the amber on Anatomy Park. Have you ever seen a shot where it actually shows anything specific in there?
I always forget to look until the very end of the episode, and I can't be bothered to try to go back and
Sure.
look. But I
Sure.
never noticed any. It's amoebic. That should be a word if it's not
Yeah, I'll
amoebic.
allow it.
It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like anything except scribbles.
It
But
doesn't look like anything to me. Another
uh,
another Westworld reference, huh?
you know,
Let's just play the reference game for the rest of the episode.
it's- my question is he's obviously he's a I c- count start an obviously counter for
Okay.
me tonight. I think that's like 4 already. But he is the episode tie to John Hammond, as you kind of mentioned already,
Right.
from
Yeah.
the movie. My question is, where did Xenon Bloom get this amber? Because Xenon Bloom is amoeba, right? He's an amoebic form. Where did he get this bone staff? One.
Do you want to ride the bone staff?
And where did he get why amber, is
I
he amber, or is it like a crusty booger?
There's a part of me that like wants there to be a backstory to that cane that never got further than like a whiteboard in the writer's room, but like where that's not actually a piece of amber, but it's actually like I don't know, like a gallstone or
Yes,
something like that, that that he just like polished up and attached to a couple of insignificant bones and made himself a cane. That is really just for decoration because it seems like he's getting around just fine without it. But it really does complete the picture with the glasses and the mustache on his amoebic form, as you so put it.
All right. The next up, this thing I want to bring up. There's when they're in the theater towards the end of the episode, Xena Bloom is eating ice cream, and he's spilling on himself. He's like, "Oh, whoopsie!" And Annie and Morty are making out. There's a Reuben robot that's explaining what's going on, and I'm pretty sure that obviously, I'm pretty sure that's the Rick and Morty's version of Dino DNA.
That's right. I'm Mr. DNA. Yeah, no, I definitely think that that's what that is, and is again one of my favorite little bits from Jurassic Park is that little background scene where the animated deoxyribonucleic acid is telling.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my weird flex for the episode. But yeah, where he's like talking about how they made the dinosaurs, and it's a very fun and creative way to just explain all the backstory without actually having to show it in the actual story. But yeah, I like that we get to hear a little bit about Ruben's history and his failings during the .com crash and in the late 90s, and how he came on hard times and had to agree to have a theme park built in his body instead.
That's an interesting story to me, that he is clearly a veteran, and obviously clearly a veteran from one of those, right? And
Yeah.
he must have had like a really good life up until the 90s, and then all of a sudden turns into like a typical homeless veteran. Like
Ugh.
probably like had a family, a successful
Yeah,
career.
he probably had shares in pets.com
Oh
where
no. Oh
some
no.
something solid like that. So, yeah.
Like he was a major stockholder in Prodigy and Netscape Navigator.
he was like, "Oh man, we're gonna make that that AOL money. You just wait and see, everybody." Yeah, the other thing I really like about it, and I put this in the sort of ties to Disneyland bits as well, but just like the way he's just an animatronic character on stage very much makes me think of like Great Times with Mr. Lincoln or Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, and
Right.
some of those attempts in the Disney parks early on to use animatronics to replicate like a real person engaging with the audience, and it's believable, and especially as animatronics have continued to be perfected, now it's incredible, some of the stuff that they can make with that. But yeah, I just love that there's just this really poorly kept animatronic on stage trying to address an audience that has no concern about what he's talking about, and they're very consumed with their ice cream and attempts at second base. So yeah, do you think you can get to the nipple, Morty?
I'm trying to get to both of them.
Yeah.
So that was the Reuben Ridley show.
Quick 6669 says CompuServe.
CompuServe, yeah.
Yeah.
God, CompuServe.
CompuServe.
Just a bunch of failed things. Hey,
Yeah.
Keegan. Yes,
We
Keegan has a logo.
Oh, hi Keegan. Yeah, I actually have Jeremy in one of our short outs for later. So stick around to the end of the show, Jeremy. You're already up in listener suggestions and short outs. All right. As we were saying, we got a few other ties to Jurassic Park before I just completely nerd out about theme parks for, I don't know, like 4 or 5 minutes. And one of those is when they are sailing down through the intestines, and or I don't know if they're actually sailing down yet, but gonorrhea. They roll up on some gonorrhea, and I think Xenon Bloom's like, "Don't move. He can't see us if we don't move." Which they're in a moving boat, I'm pretty sure. So that's already a flawed theory, but and then gonorrhea immediately attacks them, and he's like, "Oh no, I was thinking of a T-Rex." Which again, they like, hasn't the story come out that they're pretty sure the T-Rex's vision was not based on movement, and that is definitely just like a lie that the movies tell us.
Yeah. Pretty sure. I think they did come out with like with that, like, makes sense for a carnivore or predator to not be able to see things.
Yeah.
They don't-
So remember, kids, if you ever see a T-Rex, their vision is not based on movement. So get the heck out of there.
Get the hoo-ha out of there. But thankfully you bring up the T-Rex point. And this is a good, excellent point from all the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World movies. Is the T-Rex a hero? I don't get it. Why is the T-Rex always helping people?
Right? Yeah, like and this is kind of leads into the end of this episode where they're being chased by Hep A, and then Hep C happens to be near the nipple hole, and hops out and eats Hep C and kind of gives the thumbs up, and Morty's like, "Do we have like a relationship with him?" and he's just like, "I don't know. I think he's just a good guy. I think he's just like that," which is very much the way that the T-Rex has ended up in most of the Jurassic Park movies now, where they're being chased by raptors or, Scientosaurus, whatever the fake dinosaur is, and Dominic's Rex, whatever they're called. Yeah, and then T-Rex comes in and saves the day. If the next movie, if the T-Rex like gives a little claw up or something at the end, then we'll know we've really come full circle. But yeah, again, another one of those things that really just kind of ties the movie back into the show.
Hammer it home. Hammer it home.
That's right.
I want to ask you something, Travis. Jurassic Park, Westworld, um, the thematic through line of those films and those stories is it's like the God creates man, man creates dinosaur, dinosaur kills man, women inherit the earth. That's not the actual through line totally, but the whole follies of man.
It's the little pores, the inconsistencies in your in the hairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chaos theory. Chaos theory is
Chaos
what the movies are about. But the follies of man. How does that theme compare to this episode?
Well, I think it's I mean it's really at the core of the episode where some guys get together and have an idea, hey, let's build a theme park in an old alcoholic, and they end up raining down blood on Christmas over the continental United States. Yeah, like sometimes we don't get it right. So I don't know. It's I think that you could say when they have to explode a giant Reuben over the United States that yeah, they've maybe some things have gone wrong.
Yeah.
But they're gonna keep trying, and they're gonna keep trying with Summer's boyfriend this time.
They're gonna keep trying. I think Rick and Morty does something really good where they will take a theme and then at the end they'll kind of subvert it thanks to Rick. So, whereas in Jurassic Park, the novel, Hammond gets killed by compies because he's a cripple, and the compies tear him up at the end when he's trying to escape. And he gets his comeuppance for trying to create these animals, and he learns his lesson.
Oh,
Rick,
yeah, he learns it.
Rick, on the other hand, his lesson is, well, shoot, I'll try again. I got to get this Pirates of Pancreas up and running.
That's right. We don't pull any punches, Morty.
And so I think that's an interesting kind of way of being like, well, Rick hasn't learned anything. He wasn't trapped in the park, just his grandson was. He's good to go from there.
Yeah, exactly. Any other like Jurassic Park bits? Any other themes or anything you wanna highlight from the episode?
If they come up, I will ask them to you. But off the top of my head, I just know there's a lot of different kind of Disneyland bits.
Oh man. So, and I mean, obviously, a lot of these shows are produced in Southern California, very close to Disneyland. So it makes sense that some of these references would be like straight out of Disney parks. But I'll just run through the list of some things that I found very, very funny or related to Disney parks. Spleen Mountain, very, very clearly enough. I mean, you got Splash Mountain, you got Space Mountain, you got all the mountains in these Disney parks. So while it doesn't make sense that there would be a mountain inside of a person, it just makes sense to name a ride Spleen Mountain.
You put Abdominland.
Yeah, Abdomen Land, I think is.
Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm mad at myself. That I looked. God.
Yeah, so they also have themed lands inside Reuben. So they had the Abdomen Land, and then I don't remember what the land was called, like down by was it his kidneys or his whatever that organ is that's used to produce insulin, or no, that's supposed to filter toxins in your body. Kidneys? Yeah, I don't know. Not a biology major. That's definitely not my deal.
You know what,
Liver. I think it was the liver.
Haunted liver.
The haunted liver. That's right. But yeah, so those are great. And then obviously we can't talk about this episode without referencing Pirates of the Pancreas. Obviously, 3, 4. Obviously a reference to
that's your
Pirates.
Sorry, your own.
Oh, I get. We're gonna compete to see who said obviously more in this episode. But yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean, which turned into a major movie franchise, which then influenced the ride again, for better or worse. But yeah, great ride. Love Pirates of the Caribbean, one of my favorites growing up. So I'm really glad that Rick stuck to his guns and made sure that he put a pirate ride inside of Reuben. And then there's also stuff like there's a monorail. There's the Bone Train. Genuine bona fide electrified 6-car monorail.
Monorail. Yeah, you talk about the Reuben Ridley show, and all of it gets put together, just like Disney, with the Imagineers.
Yeah. You have Alejandro in the post-credits scene, who is their chief Imaginarian, and he's on the conference call with Rick saying, "Hey, Alejandro here. Listen, we were asking ourselves, what does a pancreas actually do? Does it make pirates? No. Does it?
And
it makes insulin."
and I know you know what Imaginarian is, Imagineer.
An
because
Imagineer, that's right. It was my dream job growing up.
Exactly right.
And one day when I grow up, I may still do it. Who knows?
Hey, let me know. I know somebody who is an Imagineer. So
okay, don't rub it in, man.
no, I mean he's not famous, but he did work on Wreck-It Ralph, in Moana. It's no big deal. He's an animator.
That's not an Imagineer.
No, he is an Imagineer now.
Oh,
I'm just
okay, cool.
I'm just saying.
Good for him. Is he working on the new Star Wars land?
I'll find out. So
Which
I can
is gonna be open like any day now. So that's fine.
That's
an apathetic enthusiasm discussion that we'll have right after we wrap up this episode.
Right.
But yeah, they have the small intestine after all. Miles and miles of little robots singing about the small intestine. Just great stuff all around. And I don't know. I think the writers did a great job of pulling some of those classic theme park elements and incorporating them into the episode. So classic stuff. All right. Any other thoughts on Anatomy Park? I think
I love
that is our valid attempt at a third whack at this episode. We promise not to talk about it anymore until the break between season 4 and season 5.
I will say that I watched this episode and I realized that it's been a while since I've watched an episode of Rick and Morty. I'm like, this is a good show.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna start playing it on the TV in the office a little bit more, and not just talk about it. We should keep watching these shows. Yeah.
All right. Well, that is it. We talked about the episode. We talked about the movie. Is if there's anything that we missed that you think of that you want us to point out, be sure to send us a message over on Twitter, over on our email. Let us know what you think, and we will incorporate your commentary notes in the next segment that we do, called Listener Suggestions and Shortouts.
Yay. There's no music for this part.
Oh.
All right. Listener suggestions and shortouts. First up, we will go to some questions from the good folks watching live on our streams. Thank you to Keegan, who asked, guys, any updates on when season 4 may start airing? Nope. Sorry, Keegan.
Nope.
Nothing.
Sorry, Keegan. No word. I will say that with the rumor that there may be an AMA, and again, it's all rumor.
It's all rumors.
It's
all true.
If the AMA stuff is true, then I would imagine that something should be announced around that time.
I hope so.
That's about all I can
fingers crossed, Brandon.
Kind of hope for.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I know they've been working on it for a while now, And I fully understand that the show takes time, and the animation process takes a long time. So, but I think Ridley for a long time has said late 2019. That has always been his prediction. So yeah, maybe that'll come to pass. But thank you Keegan for that question. And if you want to ask a question live on the show, make sure you're following us on those social media platforms and over on Twitch and on YouTube, so that you can get notified when we go live and join us as we record the show. Join us. Assimilate. Unity. Become one of us. All right. Couple of short outs from Twitter. Jeremy Young sent us a photo of the Plumbus that they have for sale at GameStop. If you've not ventured into a GameStop over the last few months, many of them have sold a life-size, I guess, a full-size Plumbus in a box. And I saw that item in the GameStop when I purchased my Rick and Morty vs. Dungeons and Dragons hardcover book.
Yes.
And the lady that was working at GameStop had no idea. Like, she didn't watch the show. She didn't understand why Rick and Morty would have a crossover with Dungeons and Dragons. So she was asking me about that and trying to get me to explain it. And then she's like, and what is that thing over there? And pointed to the boxed Plumbus item. And so then I proceeded to try and explain to her why a Plumbus is funny and why it's a joke about how everyone has one, but nobody knows what it does. And eventually I just made my purchase and walked away.
Yeah. And she's like, huh. Well, are you a Power Plus member?
Not anymore. I buy my games on Steam. All right, but thank you, Jeremy, for sending us that picture. Did you buy the Plumbus? I don't know if you did, but
no. You talk Jeremy?
Did Jeremy buy the Plumbus? If you want to see the picture, you can head over to our show notes, and I have links to the tweets over there. Additionally, Philip Marks loves Brandon's review of Return of the King.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't even remember you giving a review of Return of the King, but
yeah, it was very much it was, I forget what the context was, but it was just talking about how maybe it was talking about Endgame, or like making fun of saying like Endgame was going to come up, and like maybe like the last hour is them just like walking and like, or like packing their boat. It was a joke about like packing their boat for the last hour. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Where's all the action?
Well, Philip liked it, so thank you, Philip, for reaching out on Twitter and letting us know. All right, and that's it for listener suggestions and short outs. One last update. Thanks to the power of live streaming, Jeremy did not buy the Plumbus. I know you were all at home, you were listening in your cars on the edge of your seat, but I can report that Jeremy did not, in fact, purchase the Plumbus.
We should have saved.
So it's still available at GameStop. So guys, if you guys want to go get it, just go to whatever GameStop Jeremy usually goes to, and pick it up for like $25 or something.
Jeremy, tell us which one you go to, and then we will push that out to everybody. And then
this episode brought to you by the GameStop, one specific GameStop in
by
some part
Jeremy
of the country.
We'll start like a Hunger Games type of situation for the Plumbus at Jeremy's GameStop.
Yeah, there can be only one. All right, everybody, that is our show. Thank you so much for listening. I think it came out all right. I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah, did all right.
Yeah, it's fine. If you enjoyed the show as much as we enjoyed making it, please head over to the podcatcher of your choosing, whether that's Apple Podcasts or Stitcher, or Spotify. If there's a way to leave a review, we would very much appreciate it. If you would rate the show, let us know what you like about the show in a review. It helps other people find the show and helps with searches and things like that. So if you have not done that, please go do it. And if you have, thank you so much. Brandon, is your neck okay?
Yeah, I'm getting old, and my chin's turning into like 7 chins. It's not a
It's
good.
fine.
It's not a good
It's
look.
fine.
I apologize to everyone on
The
video.
fact that we do this on video does not change the fact that we have a face for radio. So kudos to all of you that listen to the audio only version of this podcast. That's it for now. We'll
That is
see you
it.
again in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, I'm Travis.
And I am Brandon. Thank you so much. Join us.
Bye.